Hello, I'm Bill LeMay, and thank you for watching Community Matters. We hope you'll continue to watch as we discuss issues facing our community and provide you the resources and information needed to find solutions. Today, we're discussing tourism in the Raleigh area. How was tourism impacted by COVID, and how have we bounced back? Well, we're joined by the president and CEO of Visit Raleigh, Dennis Edwards. And Dennis, it's great to have you here to answer these questions and a whole lot more. Good to see you.
Pleasure being here. Good to see you as well.
Well, let me ask you the obvious question. We had COVID. It seemed like years worth of it, the pandemic. How did it impact Raleigh and its tourists?
Well, to back up, in 2019, we had our record-breaking year. 17.9 million visitors, spent $2.9 billion in direct spending. We had over 28,000 jobs, doing really well, and 20 was going to be even better. And then March of 20 hit, and had a very significant impact. Our occupancy went from 74% to about 40% in our hotels. We lost over 11,000 employees in Wake County in the hospitality sector. Spending was down $1.2 billion. As you know, many of our restaurants closed, either temporarily or for some, it was a permanent closure. So it was a very challenging, almost a 2-year period for our industry. So it was definitely took a toll.
Yeah, you know, for people who are watching, maybe they don't think about the impact tourism really has on the community and how they benefit from it. You know, we just think of fun things to do on the weekend for us, but
well, you know, speaking of that, I mean, just sales tax collections alone, we were off over $100 million.
Oh, wow.
And you think about where sales tax goes. That's to help with schools, affordable housing, public safety, and that's money that was not collected in 20 and part of 21 due to the pandemic.
Now, what kind of things did you do to boost it for 2022, and how are things going right now?
Yeah, well, what we did through, really in 22 and through the pandemic was a lot of communication with our partners, people in the hospitality industry, to ensure that they had the proper resources for additional funding, whether it came from the feds, from the county, or the state, to ensure that they knew how to obtain funding that might be available to help keep their doors open, to help keep people employed. So a lot of communication with our partners, but we also spent a lot of time communicating with our meeting planners, event organizers, and leisure visitors to let them know what we were doing to address health and safety protocols, to help build consumer confidence when they were ready to start traveling. They knew what to expect. And we promoted a lot of the outdoor activities. Obviously, there were a lot of restrictions in terms of meeting indoors, so we spent a lot of time communicating on outdoor activities, our parks, our greenways, our outdoor dining options. And because all of our meetings and conventions were canceled for almost 2 years, our sporting events were all canceled, concerts, festivals, not existent. So we were looking for ways to at least attract the leisure visitor and give them ideas of what to do if they decided to travel to Wake County.
It had to be a trying time. I mean, my goodness, you wanted the infrastructure that was there when you were booming to still be there when it picked back up.
No doubt. And we also created virtual tours as well, because a lot of, particularly for meeting planners and event organizers, they're still thinking about future locations for future events. So, and a lot of those people couldn't travel at all as well. So we created virtual tours where they could go onto our website, take virtual tours of our venues, of our hotels, and make good, educated decisions on hopefully selecting Wake County for future events as well.
Boy, you were thinking outside the box for a
couple
of years, weren't you?
Doing the best we could.
How do you feel about, now hindsight being 2020, you know, you were kind of in a war. You had to keep what you had as much as you could. How do you think you fared?
Well, I think, you know, it was a lot of what we do is we do a lot of our work on future business, and because of our efforts, we continue to sell and market the destination, and I think looking at where we are today, our efforts definitely have paid off. Our hotel occupancy is back to 74%, so we're back to where we were pre-pandemic. Our collections are getting much, much better. In fact, October collections posted our best lodging tax and prepared food and beverage tax collections on record. And all concerts are back now. We had a phenomenal year in 22. Concerts, festivals were back. And it really started with Dreamville. If you think about it, Dreamville was in April of 22. That was our first test to see how well we were prepared and would people visit the destination. And consumer confidence was definitely back. We had over 80,000 people to Dreamville, and really we haven't slowed down since. Our convention calendar is extremely full. Conventions are not only meeting, but they're exceeding attendance records, and all of our sporting events are back. Concerts were probably our best year ever from a concert standpoint, and you know, we finally got Bluegrass Festival back. We had great participation in that this year, so we feel really good about where we are for 22, and 23 looks really good for us as well.
Well, let's talk a little bit about maybe some upcoming events that we ought to be looking forward to.
Well, the one that we're really excited about is the NHL Stadium Series that we're hosting in February. That'll be at the Carter Finley Stadium on February 18th. It's on a Saturday. It'll be televised on ABC. We're playing the Washington Capitals on the football field, on ice, but it's nearly a sellout, so we're expecting a major event for that. And we've created a festival around that event. So the game is on a Saturday, but we have a fan fest in downtown Raleigh, which will be free for anybody that's a hockey enthusiast. They can come down and experience a lot of activities that are happening there on Friday. We have Hootie and the Blowfish playing Friday night, and then NC State and UNC is playing a men's basketball game on Sunday. So it's really a long, extended weekend for people to really come and enjoy the market. So we're very excited about that event. Dreamville just announced that they're coming back in April as well, so that's going to be a great event for us. And we just have a number of other sporting events. As an example, in April, we have 3 weekends of youth basketball tournaments in the convention center where they're taking the entire exhibit hall and putting basketball courts in there, and we'll have 3 consecutive basketball tournaments. And it doesn't slow down. We just, calendar looks very full for not only meetings, conventions, sporting, youth, amateur, and collegiate sporting events, but a number of festivals and activities that are coming up in 2023 as well.
That is exciting and great news. It feels good to get back to normal, doesn't it?
It feels really good.
Very nice of you to come in. Thank you so much.
You bet.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Hey, and don't go anywhere, because we're going to be talking about esports next, something I think I could play, but I could be wrong. Stick around.